YouTube, what's going on, fellas? What's going on? See, I was on my last video. I was talking about the Leviathan, and turns out Arrowhead today they actually made a statement that they're going to change the Leviathan, and they know it's a known issue, and they also talked about other known issues with the GL grenade launcher and other things like that. I have noticed that when you play by yourself, it does way less damage than like as soon as like people start joining your game, you just start like one shotting a lot of enemies that you couldn't do before. So I have kind of noticed that. But see, I told you that. I don't know why people were trying to argue that getting one shotted from the sky is some great gameplay. Like, yeah, I really don't know why people were trying to argue that. Like, and even somebody said, all right, if I'm gonna complain about the Leviathan, maybe I should give them ideas on what I would do. And honestly and truthfully, what I would do, see, to me, all the enemies that are good is because they have a weak spot that you can use on, well, dependent, because like obviously we have weak spots that are like, because you have like the tanker, like, well, the tank where you still need medium penetration, but it still has a weak spot where it's easier to kill, or like the Hulks. Their eyes still need heavy penetrating weapons, but it's still a weak spot. So to me, everything needs a weak spot. And the fact that the Leviathan, just the fact that alone, I don't even know if people notice that the guns on the Leviathan, you can't even shoot them off. Like, I was using the emplacement, and I was shooting, I'm like, yo, you can't shoot the guns off. So it's like, the guns just automatically, the guns are just immune to damage, and they can one-shot you. So like, and yeah, they put a spotlight on it, but putting a spotlight on something that's still gonna auto-track one-shot you is just, I mean, like, who cares that it's a spotlight at that point, honestly. And to me, Helldivers is at its best. Helldivers is at its best when everything is viable and there's multiple ways to take out an enemy. Whether you can headshot it, whether you can flamethrower it, whether you can stick it with a grenade. Like, having multiple ways so I can use multiple guns or multiple strategies to take something out is always going to be the best way. Like, to me, that's the most fun. In my opinion, like, when they kind of force you to use like a certain class, or they force you, like, to me, that's not really good. That's not really fun to me. Because then it's like, what's going to happen? Everybody's just going to use that same class or use that same gun. And like, let's say like if the crossbow was the only way to kill an enemy, then everybody would just bring the crossbow every single game, and there would be no like replayability in that, because you would just bring the crossbow or you would just fail. So when more guns can be used and when more weapons can be used to explore the weak spot, to me, that's when Helldivers is at its best. To me, that's when it's at its best. Like, when things can be like, cause when things are like, oh well, like let's use the Stalker for example. How much life does a Stalker have? Give me 1 second. Let me look it up. How much life does a normal Stalker have? Let's see. A normal Stalker has 800 life. Yeah, okay. I figured it was around there. Normal Stalker has 800 life, but it only has 175 for a headshot. Like, it's very easy to headshot the Stalker. It's very easy to take out the Stalker and headshot it, but it's one of those enemies. It moves quick, so like, so a good player can still take out a Stalker really fast, because you're not going to be body shotting it. Well, you shouldn't really be body shotting it. And that's, to me, like, the playability of that. That's where the game shines to me. That's when Helldivers at its best. I mean, like when I'm complaining about the Leviathan, I'm not complaining because like I don't like the game. Like, I have 13. I'm looking at my Steam right now. I'm sitting on 1299. So basically, I have 1,300 hours played in the game. Like, this is clearly a game that I care about. This is clearly a game that I have fun playing. Like, just because I disagree with how they do one thing, or I would rather do it another way, that doesn't mean I hate the game or something like that. Like, I don't know why people take criticism of their games Like if like people want to see the game fail or something, like they take it so personal. Like now, like I remember when the game first came out and people were complaining about like some of the weapons were being too weak, and you had people like defending the game like, oh no, the assault rifles are good, they don't need no change. And yo, it was like a year ago people were saying, yo, it would be nice if some of these guns had customization. It'd be nice if some of these guns had a bigger magazine. It'd be nice if some of these guns got a damage buff. And people were complaining back then saying, oh no, y'all just like to complain and blah blah blah. But it's like, no, take some of these guns and play them on the higher difficulty and rely on the gun to get the kill. Like, don't rely on the napalm strike, don't rely on the 50k. Use the gun for most of your kills, and then tell me if you don't think these guns need a buff. And then months of people complaining about that, what happened? Arrowhead came out and said, yeah, these guns do need a buff. They gave the guns a buff, and then months later we get the customization on the guns. So sometimes I think people are just like ahead of the curve when it comes to like complaining about a situation. Like, and also I think maybe sometimes I don't think people play the game enough. Like, because they even said that the Stingray sometimes wouldn't show, because you know when the Stingray comes, it shows where it's gonna put their airstrike, puts it on the ground, so you know where to move. There are times where it doesn't put it on the ground, and even Arrowhead said that they're aware of it. So it's like people aren't just complaining just to be complaining. Like, you can, if you play the game long enough, you can catch clips of these inconsistencies. Like, this is not just people just, oh, they just want to trash on the game. Not like, we all love the game. We all want the game to be as fun as possible. But let me go back to my first point and let me focus on that. What would I do with the Leviathan? I think it's easy. I would give it a weak spot underneath that you could shoot with multiple weapons. So the weapons I want to be able to shoot, like, and make it, I would probably make it, I will probably make it like a heavy armor, so like, because obviously you don't want people shooting down a big ship like that with just an assault rifle, obviously. So, but I want to be maybe like just at least on the level of anti-tank, probably 5, so that we can use multiple guns. Like, we should be able to use a railgun, a spear, a recoilless rifle, expendable anti-tank. Like, the wasps maybe should be able to lock onto the weak spot. The laser cannon, maybe if you keep it on the weak spot long enough, it'll take it out. The quasar cannon, obviously, like give us options where we can take it out, so that we don't always have to bring the same thing over and over again. Like, if they give us options like that, it will make a big difference. And then maybe even cut the health probably a little bit, and not let so many be on the map at the same time. Because there's been times where I've been playing, and first minute of the match, I'm looking up, and I'm seeing like 3 or 4 or 5 of them in the sky. I'm like, yo, this is the first minute of the match. Like, come on, dog. Like, we can't have 5 of them flying around one-shotting you. Like, that ain't really the funnest gameplay to combat. So yeah, give it the weak spot underneath. Allow me to use the HMG to shoot it, or maybe give it 2 weak spots. Maybe you give it a weak spot underneath where, like, you know, like the little beam comes from, the little circular looking beam thing. And then also maybe if you shoot the wings off, maybe the wings can be another weak spot. And then maybe allow stratagems to shoot at it, or like the rocket sentry or the autocannon sentry, or and like stratagems like the orbital laser or the orbital rail cannon strike. Like, give us options where we can take it out on, that we can take it down, so it won't be as impressive. Like, excuse me, that's where I think they went wrong. Like, there's really not too many options, and it has a lot of health, so you're really, and then they spawn a lot of them, and then maybe, and I thought of this too. I don't know. Let me know down below what y'all think it is. Like, I don't know if you were playing the bots where they had the convoy, and one of the optional missions was to stop the convoy. It was like it was like more like 3 or 4 factory striders. They would walk across the map, and they get to the end of the map. They well, like you didn't complete the objective. Maybe that could be an objective on the bugs. I was going to say bug on the squids, where one of the optional objectives could be, hey, shoot down the leviathan. So it's still like a team objective that we're all doing together, and it still gives us something to do. Like maybe that could be a little, maybe that could be something they do with it, instead of it just like be floating around the map and it's like there's nothing really. It's just like another enemy. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know if y'all would think that. You know what? I just had another idea. Remember when we were defending Super Earth, and one of the missions was to shoot the. I can't remember what the cannon was. It was like a giant cannon, and you would shoot that on one of the squid ships. Maybe make that part of the objective. So you have to, maybe part of the objective be you got to shoot it 4 times, and in between each time it calls another wave of bugs. So like somebody has to control it and shoot it while other people have to protect them. I don't know, like just little ideas like that, cause so that it will still be a team objective where everybody has to come together and do, and it'll still be like a little objective that you have to play, and it's just cool. I don't know. I like the whole shoot the squid ship down with the big gun on Super Earth. Maybe make that like a little objective we could maybe do. And like I remember like people were like sometimes when you say, sometimes I feel like Arrowhead doesn't test, or they don't really play their game. It's not, I'm not trying to like shit on them or something like that. Like what I mean by that is, I mean like sometimes I feel like they don't play their game on a higher difficulty, because it's like, even when the guns were bad and everybody was just using the same guns over and over again, it's like, if you play a higher difficulty with some of these guns, you would find out fast, oh yeah, some of these guns do need a buff. Yeah, some of these guns do need extra magazines. Some of these guns, you would find out real fast that these guns are not on the level of some of the other guys. Like, I think you should be able to compare things. And when you compare, because all right, Helldivers, we're making a loadout, right? So we're making a loadout, and there's pluses to a gun, and then there's cons to a gun. There's pros and cons. So let's say I'm bringing the Stalwart. Oh, I can bring the Stalwart. It's a quicker gun. I don't have to sit still to reload, but it's light penetration. Or I can bring the heavy machine gun. I got to sit still to reload it. Has more recoil, but it's heavy penetration. So like, there's got to be like a give. There's got to be a give and take. Like when you put 2 items against each other, they should be kind of balanced. Like you can see why you would bring one, and you can see why you would bring the other one. To me, there's a problem when, let's say like, I don't know, what's a good example? Let me think. The problem comes when you compare two loadout options, and one's just outclassed the other one by far. Where it's like, it's almost to the point where it's like, to bring that, you gotta be trolling. Like, to me, that should never be the case. Every item should have a place in the game, and an actual viable place in the game, where you could play it on the harder difficulties and not just get overwhelmed because you bought the stupidest loadout ever. Like, every gun should be good. So when I'm saying like, sometimes I feel like they don't test their game, because it's just not like, there's no way you didn't play. There's no way you didn't play more than an hour. It doesn't even take you an hour to realize, oh yeah, this gun either needs balancing, or this enemy needs balancing. Maybe we should tweak it. That's what I mean when I'm saying like, sometimes I feel like they don't test or play their game. Because I'm like, some of these problems, I feel like, all right, like, you go look at content creators. Like, I even saw a video today when I saw the news about that they said they're going to change the Leviathan. I saw a video of a couple content creators talking about the Leviathan. And it's funny because, like, a lot of people kind of saying the same thing. So it's like, there's no way that people are all saying the same thing, and it's that hard to recognize. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a secret. And I don't know, like, why does every video game conversation even come down to like people trying to like say, oh, it's a skill issue, it's a skill issue, like, bro. Like, all right, let's say even in general, even if I was bad at the game, people that are bad at a game, that doesn't make their opinion even invalid. Like, I'll give you an example, like Greg Popovich. I don't know if anybody watches basketball. But Greg Popovich didn't have a great basketball career outside of coaching. So, like, a player, you as a player, you would never go, oh, I'm a better player than you. I'm not taking advice from Greg Popovich. It's like, no. He's proven that he's a great coach and he has the basketball mind. You don't have to be a skillful player to give advice on something that you're studying. You just need to know the information. You need to know the ins and outs of it. And let's be honest, Helldivers ain't like the super hard game to play. Like, I started playing Super Helldive when I was like, what? I might have been like level 40. Like, once you understand how the game plays, you understand how to avoid certain things. You understand where the weak spots are on enemies. Like, we're not talking about a super hard game to play. Like, and that's not even really why I play Helldivers. Like, Helldivers is like my chill game. I like to kick back. I'm listening to music. I'm playing the game. Like, I'm just having fun. Like, it's not even like the game that I like, oh, I want this game to challenge me. I'm getting competitive with. Like, when I'm getting competitive, I'm like playing Rainbow. I'm playing Apex. I'm playing games like that. So, yeah. And honestly, saying it's a skill issue, and I'm asking for ways to, like, I'm asking for counterplay, that there's nothing more skillful than counterplay. Like you should be able to counterplay. Like, that's the skill in it. Like, I don't know why people even like try to bring that into like the case when we're talking about a game like, which is basically like we're talking about Helldivers, is basically like a horde shooter. Like, yeah. So I don't get that. But I'm gonna be checking the comment section, man. I appreciate the love of the video if you watched it all the way through. I know this is kind of a long one. I do check the comments. I do try to respond to each one of them. So, man, let me know down below. I mean, hell, let me know what you would do. Let me know what you would do with the Leviathan. Did you like any of my ideas? Do you think they were trash? Do you got better ideas? Let me know. Maybe you're one of the few people that are saying the Leviathan is good and they should not change it. But, like, let me know down below, man. Peace.